Coco, you already mentioned the incoming economic team is inheriting unprecedented amount of problems, elevated inflation, and of course, twin deficits here. And the government needs to fund this possibly at the expense of businesses or taxpayers. Tell us, in the short term, what needs to be done to get us back on our feet? What specific steps need to be taken? At least let's go for the first 100 days of the new incoming economic team.
We're in no position to make prescriptions. The government has the wide view on that, both the outgoing and obviously the incoming government. But since you're asking, I'll just mention 3, 4, or 5 items that we think could be really helpful in the first, shall we say, 100 days, as you said. First of all, we would recommend reviewing recently revised BOT rules. I'm not sure if your network has covered this, but in the last couple of months, the government has revised those BOT rules, and many in the business sector, in fact, have spoken about this in terms of how these have made BOTs, build, operate, transfer projects where the private sector comes in, maybe much more risky than they need to be and that they can be in order for the private sector to come in. So low-hanging fruit, it's newly revised regulations. Perhaps you could review those, suspend them, amend them, or even go back to or improve the previous one. That's number one. Related to that, accelerate the rules and the rollout of the recently passed PSA amendments, the Foreign Investments Act, the Retail Trade Liberalization Act, all legislation that we need to thank the current government for, and that we're really looking forward to this government, the new government, implementing quickly. That will bring in the investment that we need to create jobs. Very particularly, Danny, Jester, you also have been reporting about the BPOs and remote work. We would really recommend reviewing the law on BPO incentives in relation to remote work. Remote work saved that industry during the last 2 years, and a lot of the workers there have gotten used to that, and it's working for them. We want to make sure that this huge sector remains competitive worldwide. 2 more things, if you give me a little bit of time. We're very passionate about e-receipts. The current DOF has done its work on that. It's between them and the BIR now. If we have e-receipts, everybody can transact better, especially small and medium enterprises. And then on the consumer side, it's much easier for them to transact as well. And that will really generate a lot of economic activity, especially in the MSME sector. One final one, and you mentioned the Joey Salceda in your previous story. He has a bill called the Ease of Paying Taxes Bill, which will make it easier, especially for MSMEs, to file their taxes, pay their taxes. And we think it'll be a great catalyst for growth and for entrepreneurship if that's passed. One simple example. Right now, if you're a business, big or small, you have to go to a specific RDO to pay your tax. This bill, one of the many things this bill will do is you can go to anyone, and it's much easier for you to pay them online anyway. That we think is a great catalyst for economic growth.